I've scaled my ecom store to 8 figures, and I've personally coached hundreds of people on how to start their own ecom brand. And in this video, I'm going to audit my subscribers' e-commerce store in real time. So you can see what's actually working right now, what's holding them back, and how you can actually apply this to your own e-commerce brand. And trust me, missing this could mean wasting months doing things that never ever convert. So the very first brand we have in here, okay? My team made a list. We're probably gonna be reviewing 20 plus stores, so grab your popcorn. You're about to witness a great fucking episode. The very first store in here, Alpha Male Formula. What we have in here, the no crash energy and vitality stack for men who do refuse to slow down. What I'm seeing is an Alpha Male Formula, men's vitality performance formula. I'm on the homepage right now. First things first, one thing which I always do is I go to the product page, because that's the very first lesson to all of you guys already. You should be running all of your ads directly to your product page. You should never ever be running it to your homepage. Collection page is debatable if you're in clothing niche or you're selling more products which have in the same niche, but most of you guys should be running it directly to your product page. So that's why I don't really care about the homepage, because it's maybe only 1% of people who actually are going to check out your homepage. Most people are going to be only checking your product page. So in this whole subscriber store review, I'll mostly be checking the product page. Okay, sometimes I'll be checking some homepages if people send that in, if people even have homepages. But most important is that you should be focusing on the product page. 99% of your effort should be on your product page. Like his homepage is probably looking fine, it's just looking okay. Like only 1% of people are going there. My recommendation is that people go to the homepage, just make sure it looks legit. Okay, but it's not going to convert anyways. It's not going to, people are not going to buy based on the homepage. It's more so if you have a brand that, okay, it looks legit. You guys will see many examples of people who are doing it well and people who are not doing it well. Another tip is that I always look at the mobile view. The reason why I want to look at the mobile view is because roughly 70 to 75% of all e-commerce traffic come from mobile devices. 20 to 25 to 30% comes from desktop, okay? So that's all you guys have to know. We want to be looking at the mobile view. I am going to review some desktop views as well, but if 75% of all your traffic is on mobile, you should be optimizing your store always for mobile view. So I'm going to be checking your guys' store in mobile view. First thing I'm seeing is that your store is taking a lot of place here, okay? I see a lot of white space, a lot of unused white space. If I check here left, right, a lot of white space, which basically is not being used at all. And most important of a store is everything above the fold. So this is the fold. You guys see the line in here? That's the fold. So everything that's above the fold is most important. And your add to cart should always be visible on the fold, and all the information should be possible above the fold. In this case, yeah, your product page is slightly longer and it's a big scroll until you see what's actually happening. So it's a little bit too stretched out. I don't think it's a big deal. It's not a massive deal, not a deal breaker, but that's something you could be checking out. So I'm just gonna be scrolling through it first thing. Yeah, looking pretty straightforward. I see it's in US dollars. Look, the thing is, probably in the first stores, I'll be giving most of my principles away, and you guys will be seeing that I'll be applying that into all of the stores, okay? Because you guys have to master the basics. So I obviously won't be doing the same audit on every single store, but the lessons I'm giving in here, you guys will be seeing on later brands as well. So one thing which I do look at mostly, okay, because I look at everything, obviously, right? I want to look at the whole feeling I'm getting when I'm on this product page. I'm looking at what kind of feeling is this product page giving me. Imagine myself being the target audience. Would I buy this? Okay, I'm not really an alpha male, so I'm not necessarily in this target formula. Maybe it's insecure men or something. I have no idea. Maybe some gooners online. I have no idea who this target audience is, but I would suppose it's middle-aged men who are buying this, not me. But the most important thing I look at is your offer, okay? Because I could give you all the tips in the world to increase your conversion rate. I could tell you, hey, make the add to cart button this color. Hey, change this order. Hey, add this to your product page. But it will have minor differences on your conversion rate. All these things maybe boost your conversion rate from like 2%, and maybe brings it to 2.2, maybe 2.3, best case scenario. What's gonna make your conversion rate triple is your offer. So the first thing I'm looking at is your offer. And what I'm seeing in here is that you don't have any discount. I just see $49 plain. I always want to see some sort of no-brainer deal, because you have to imagine yourself, customers are being thrown with ads every single day on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Google, wherever they are, YouTube, they are seeing ads. The art is you have to stand out in that crowd of stores, okay? How do you stand out? By having a no fucking brainer deal. So in your case, practical advice, I would add a discount, okay? The discount doesn't have to be real, but you have to make sure that there's a perceived discount. For example, normally was $99, now it's $49. So that's 50% discount, and it's ending tonight. That's what I would change. If your conversion rate is, for example, 2% on $49, you can test going to $44, you can test to $39, see where the sweet spot is with your margin and conversion rate. More tips, because I don't want to do 1 hour per store, is I'm missing one thing which I'm missing in here. You're lucky because you're the first store is that if I would hypothetically be the target audience, which I'm not, I'm missing to see myself in your product page. I don't see myself in your product page, okay? It's very important that your target audience should see himself in the product page. In your case, if I'm a male, I don't even see any male. I just see pictures, maybe this guy, but that's not something who I want to be, but that's a different scenario, okay? Like I want to see myself, I want to see the result, okay? What do I become after this? You become confident, you become, you have low energy, this is good. You're struggling with low energy, okay? That's relatable to a person, right? You have better sleep, you have more confidence, you have more focus, you have more clarity, stamina, maybe you're better in bed, whatever. You want to be selling that emotion, okay? Which you're going to dive deep into later as well, but you need to add your target audience in there, okay? You need to add pictures, images, GIFs, videos, anything of your target audience. So enough on this store because this guy is otherwise getting way too much sauce. Let's go to the next store. Now we're at the next store, hustle24clo.com. First of all, your homepage looks actually pretty fucking clean. I like it. Looks like a real brand. Worn by dreamers, desired by all. Looking very nice as well. Bang, I'm gonna go to the... Okay, so look, I'm on the homepage. Where do my eyes go to? My eyes going here, here, here. I guess I'm gonna click on this. Discover the latest drop in here. So first thing, which is weird, is that I get redirected to a different link. Okay, you shouldn't be doing this. It should stay on the same website. Obviously, when you're clicking on this, it should just go with like a dash in here and it should go to the collection page or whatever you're sending it to. Now I'm getting sent to a new link, which is pretty weird, especially on mobile. It will feel very weird and it's gonna open a new tab on your browser. That's very weird, okay? So bang, I'm gonna go to your collection page is, yeah, looking pretty straightforward. Not that special, to be honest. Let me check the product page. Very short, yeah, it's very short. Like obviously because you're selling clothing, it's pretty straightforward. You don't really have that many USPs. Maybe you could say, hey, it's ethically sourced. Maybe you have a certain cost, anything, right? You can add your mission in there. But one thing which I do want you guys to realize with clothing is that clothing is kind of a different niche. It's a different game you're playing. What do I mean with that? I'm Alex Chen. I'm rich, I'm sexy, I'm funny. Maybe I'm repeating myself, I'm a genius, whatever, right? Me as a person, why would I wear your clothing? What feeling does your clothing give me? Okay, like I'm wearing Dior right now. I want to wear Dior because it gives a certain status. It's an LVMH brand. It gives a certain luxury status of I have money, you don't. I have more money than you, I have status. Like I'm obviously wearing a t-shirt which has a lot of logos on it. I personally like it. Okay, because I like the brand, I like the image it gives. You have so many celebrities wearing Dior, and that's why their status is so high. And the game you're playing with clothing, you should think about, the game you're playing with clothing is that you should think about what reason am I giving my target audience to wear this? Because you're actually walking around with a brand, with a logo on your t-shirt. Like I'm not gonna walk around with a fucking I'm gay t-shirt, you get what I mean? Like I wanna be walking around with something I'm proud of, something I wanna represent. Maybe a good example of a clothing brand talking about represent is Represent Clothing. I can look it up right now. They have a whole community where they have like a 24/7 running club. The founders have personal brands by which they're promoting their brand. And this is really something you guys should be thinking about. Okay, how can I make people wear this? They have a whole community behind it where they have a running club. They have they have such a culture within their brand. That's why you have brands like Supreme or like Tricot, these kind of brands which give people a certain feeling, sort of hype, okay, where they want to wear it. So going back to your store, that's the first thing I'm looking at. Like, why the fuck would I wear this t-shirt? Obviously, I have to dive a little bit deeper into your brand, into everything. So I can be opening your Instagram of how you represent your brand online, okay? Because I don't want to just review stores. I want to review the whole brand. I want to review the whole picture. So you have 3,000 followers, that's fine. But it doesn't really give me any meaning. You understand what I mean? Okay, this is nice. This is what I nice. So these guys are... Look, this is what I nice, like building the brand. This is the kind of stuff, like maybe naked clothing, naked something. I don't know what the word was, but like this is stuff I like guys who are actually building a personal brand behind it. So that's what you're doing well, because now you're actually setting people into your mission. This is a movement. This is a revolution. That's why you should be wearing this clothing. Okay, that's how you should be thinking about this. Okay, because again, in clothing you don't have any USPs. Because a t-shirt, like if I wear a cotton t-shirt, you have a t-shirt of linen, whatever it's called. Like it doesn't really matter in my eyes, and it's not really a USP. People are not really. There are probably some geeks, Samsung guys probably who use Android phones who are wearing t-shirts for the material, but most guys wear t-shirts for the look, for the brand, for the logos. So yeah, I like how you represent your social media, and I would 100% encourage you to do more of this, behind the scenes, taking people into your mission, the personal brand behind it, etc., etc. Okay, because you have seasons with clothing. Like if I have you guys see with Dior, Louis Vuitton, or most clothing brands, every single season they have a new collection. Clothing gets out of style. Okay, like you can't have a universal t-shirt which people will be wearing in like 10 years from now. Look at Baller. Back in the days, Baller was a very big football lifestyle clothing brand. Now they're bankrupt. Okay, like I don't know what happened in there, but I suppose they went out of style. And that's the issue with clothing brands. You have a certain life cycle, or you have to be building something which actually lasts. One example actually of a brand which is doing it really well, I want to give props to him, is Reese Wabara. I think that's how I pronounce his name. He's building this brand called Manière de Revoir. Maybe you can actually take a look at it. I think he's actually doing it really well because I've been following it for a while. Manière de Revoir, how do I spell it? So if you're running a clothing brand, I would 100% be looking at Manière de Revoir, because I know Reese Wabara has been in the game for many years and he's still selling well. He even has physical stores out there and he's crushing it. I don't know the exact numbers. He's probably doing close to 9 figures a year, or if not more than that. So this is a guy who is going for timeless fashion and actually understands this game. So shout out to Reese Wabara for sure. He's crushing it in the fashion game. Yeah, an example for all of you guys who are running fashion. Next store, which we have in here, LostProof.com. Just so you guys know, this is actually my first view on all of these stores. Okay, my team picked them. I didn't have any view on them, so you guys will see my raw opinion about them. Okay, my first view on it as well. First of all, your homepage is looking very fucking good. Okay, because I'm getting like an Apple kind of feeling on your store. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it looks like a SaaS Apple, and I really like the color blue you're using in here. It's really neutral, it's really premium. It looks very good. Good takeaway for everyone who's listening. So I think you're selling a wallet thing or something. Never lose your card, never lose your passport, or never lose your anything. Nice. Okay, that's a good USP in there. So I suppose this is your bestseller. I'll be going to your bestseller. Let me check the mobile view. Very good. Above the fold, you see all the information above the fold. So this guy did his homework. This guy is actually probably pretty experienced. Yeah, tax including shipping, calculate at checkout. I would remove this probably because it's unnecessary information. Like, why would people want to know that? It's not really that much of an ads in there, like it just brings up doubt in there, so I wouldn't do it. Okay, so description in here, a lot of text I'm seeing, a lot of white space in here which you can remove probably. Yeah, you can put it in, cut it out. Same here, a lot of white space. More white space, a lot of unnecessary white space. So I actually have to you, I think your store overall is very clean. Okay, don't get me wrong, you're doing a good job in there. I was just checking the desktop view. Your desktop view looks way better than the mobile view, so there's a lot to rework on there. So I suppose this is your bestseller. I'm gonna check if just to be sure, alphabetically sort by best selling. Just want to be sure, I'm gonna be checking your bestseller. Okay, this is your bestseller, the card charge. But I probably have the same feedback in here. You are doing it better than the other product page. And I want to bring it down to a principle to all of you guys. You guys have to realize that you are not selling products. You are selling a feeling that a person gets whenever they're buying the product. Is it relief? Is it happiness? And happiness could be multiple ways, right? Either they buy it for themselves and they solved a big problem for themselves, so they're happy, or less unhappy. You could also say it like that. Or they gave it as a gift to someone else, and now in relation to that, because they gave it as a gift to someone else, they make someone else happy, they are going to be happy. Same principle applies in there. First of all, you have to know what kind of feeling you're giving to your customers, okay? And in any case, you want to be bringing over that feeling very hard to your product page. That's your USP. You already started with your funnel on your ads, and then you want to be bringing it over on your product page as well. Whatever feeling you're giving them, you have to make it clear on the product page, okay? And another thing which I'm missing in here, so how do you actually do that? You could be saying like, okay, this is probably a harder product where you can actually have a feeling in there, but it could be a gifting product, right? Because if you notice that a lot of women are, for example, buying that for their boyfriend or for their father or for their brother, whatever, sibling, then you know, okay, I should go harder in the gifting angle. You can also do this with your ads, right? You can show a lot of people who are literally crying after they receive this product. You can add a section on your product page saying the perfect gift for any fucking occasion. Think about that, okay? So people be like, I need a gift because his Father's Day is soon. I need a gift because my brother's birthday is soon. Oh, my boyfriend, his birthday is soon. Let me buy this. Think about it. There's always birthdays in the year. Every single day, there's millions of people who are their birthday, and there's always holidays like Father's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas, Black Friday, where people buy a lot of gifts for each other, okay? So I would go heavily in the gifting angle as well, because I just naturally know there's gonna be a lot of people who are going to buy this as a gift for whoever. And I'm missing, again, I'm gonna give you the same feedback, but without diving too deep into it, I'm missing, because I could be a target audience of this, I'm missing to see myself in there, okay? A person should be able to see himself in your product page. You wanna see the customer avatar in there. If it's a gifting product, you could put that the girl gives it to a guy and the guy literally starts crying because he never is gonna lose his card again. It sounds like I'm exaggerating, but you have to exaggerate in there, okay? Because you're selling a feeling. The stronger the emotion, the stronger the fucking buyer power, the higher your conversion rate. Remember that, okay? Next store. Lenu sculpt shapewear. So this is obviously AI, but maybe your customers are stupid enough to believe it's not AI. But anyways, what am I seeing? You're probably selling, what the hell, bro? Big contrast, bro. Fat guy, you have like a muscular guy here. What the hell, bro? What the fuck? I'm missing reviews. First thing I'm seeing, you have some reviews in here, but I'm missing reviews with images. What the fuck is this? Luckily, you dropped your product page right away. I can check your homepage for a second, but oh, your homepage is the same as your product page. You don't even have an homepage. This guy doesn't even have a homepage. I mean, fair play. I would add a homepage in there. It's not that, like, it doesn't have to be that crazy. I would add a homepage. I do see that your offer, so he's selling some shapewear for men. So if you actually need this as a man, first of all, I think that you really, I wouldn't even call you a man, but probably there are many guys who have this kind of body and do need it. So you do have a big target audience probably of guys who are lazy, didn't listen to Andrew Tate probably. First thing I'm noticing is that it's not really attractive for myself to buy one piece. So obviously you're selling shapewear, so you're selling something which people need a lot of quantities from, right? Especially these kind of fat men are probably sweating their asses off every single day. So they're probably gonna need maybe 3 a day, right? They need to change it morning, afternoon, evening. So it is fair that you have, like, instead of 1, 2, 3, you're doing buy 1, buy 3, buy 5. I think that's fair game. One thing which I would make clearer and I would make more attractive is the buy one piece, okay? Because even though you want to push people to the 2 pieces, which is good, you're actually pushing people to there, would also encourage people, for the guys who are broke, to also have a good offer on the 1 piece, okay? Because otherwise you're going to be losing those guys, okay? Even though you have this one pre-select, I know there's still going to be a lot of guys who want to go to the buy one part and then buy that one. Okay, so yeah, for the brokies. So I would still make this offer more attractive, okay? Some sort of discount, maybe $30. Like, I can go to my store. If you go to my store, for the guys who don't know about my store, then you're probably living under a rock. But I can go to my store as a good example. Like, I still make it very attractive for the 1 piece, because obviously I have the 2 pieces as pre-selected, but I also make it very attractive to buy 1 piece for the guys who want it. As you guys see, the price is higher. I display per price. And if you guys actually want to have a real playbook of a perfect product, okay, it's not perfect, obviously it's always a work in progress, but a product page that converts really fucking well, because I've had days where I did like 15% conversion rate. Believe it or not, my product page is probably one you should be studying. All the principles I'm telling you guys in here are being applied to my product page. But yeah, I'm obviously not in here to give you guys an audit to my own product page. So yeah, that's the thing what I do with you. What I would do in here is probably also add colors. So instead of having black, blue, white, gray, people don't like text. People like to look with their eyes, right? They want visual stuff. So I would probably add a circle where you see the color, like black circle, blue circle, white circle, gray circle. Sizes are fine. Probably you want to be adding a sizing chart. I'm missing that. Like, if I'm a fat fuck, do I wear XXXXL or should I wear L? Whatever. Like, I'm probably missing a sizing chart in here, okay? One thing I would add in here as well. And a lot of the same principles apply, which we discussed before, to your store as well. Hopefully you will be applying that too. But yeah, funny product you have. Next store, Naysu.com. Wake up glowing. Beautiful girl in here. I hope actually it's not ripped, but okay. So he's selling some acne product, anti-acne product. Let me check it out. First reaction on your product page, I like it. And if I say I'm liking it, that's a big one, huh? That's a big one. So what am I seeing in here? Single pack, buy one, get one free. So good, you're displaying gifts in here, very good. You have another add to cart in there. Nice. I would probably, instead of having this weird add to cart button in here, which like grabs my eye every time, which is good, I would probably add a sticky add to cart, okay? Like, you could also, instead of having this button every single minute, every single second, I would mean, having just a sticky add to cart which just sticks when you're scrolling. You can check my product page as well, where I have a sticky add to cart, okay? But I would probably do a sticky add to cart instead of that weird button. I'm missing reviews in the bottom. Again, reviews where you have real girls who actually use it, women of your target audience again. And one thing which I do want to apply to you, I see that the single pack is a very good offer, 50% off. Only 4 left at this price. Very good. He's giving some urgency to people. That's very nice. I think what applies to your store is that a principle which I actually learned from Alex Hormozy as well. Most of you guys know Alex Hormozy probably, which he talks about in the selling method, right? I'm gonna make another video probably about how to actually make good e-commerce offers in detail, but already touching on it briefly, what you want to have is always a middle option. In your case, people are going from 1 piece to two pieces, which makes sense in anyone's eyes. Most people are sheeps, unfortunately. Actually, fortunately for us, most people are sheeps. But what I mean with that, you should always keep in mind, okay, that most people are sheeps and they always want to be average. They all want to have a middle option. Whenever I'm going to Starbucks, I'm never going to Starbucks. But if I ever go to Starbucks, I'd rather go to McDonald's or KFC. But that's a different scenario. Let's take KFC in this example. Like, if they have a small bucket, of hot wings, they have a big bucket of hot wings. I'm like, okay, if I'm hungry, obviously I'm gonna take the big one, and I'm rich anyway, so I'm not a good example. But let's say the average male goes to KFC, they see a small bucket and a big bucket. They're like, which one do I have to choose? I don't know. Small, big, I have no idea. That's why people always add a middle option. You want to have a middle bucket of KFC because most people want to be average. They want to go the safe option. They're going to choose the middle-sized bucket. And the same principle applies on your e-commerce store. Okay, you want to go with single, double, triple. You want to have, and the middle option is probably the most attractive one. This is where you want to push people towards, and that's the one which is your middle option, your medium option, okay? Because if you make a large option for the wheels, okay, literally wheels for KFC, because you have a large option, the medium will seem cheaper. But if you have small and big, in your case it's actually small, medium, the medium will seem expensive. But if you have small, medium, big, and the big one is very expensive, they're like medium, actually it's a pretty good deal. And that's all about perceived value. So in your case, I would add single, double, triple. So just before we're gonna go to the next store, I have a one-on-one mentorship where I actually help you guys personally, me and my team, conversion rate experts, media buying experts, creative experts, do a whole audit on your store. And we actually sit on calls with you one-on-one, on calls with me also there. We tell you what you have to do better, and we give you the exact points which you have to work on, improve or change. We also coach guys who are just getting started, finding their first product, to building their first store, to building their first ad, to scaling it all the way to 1K a day, to even 10K a day. So for the guys who want to apply for my one-on-one mentorship, DM me the word winner on Instagram, and we're gonna see if you qualify for our mentorship. Without further ado, let's get further with the next store. I have glossertr.com.tr. So I think this guy is selling in Turkey. No option to change it into English, so that's the first part. There's probably a lot of Turkish people, English-speaking Turkish people probably in Turkey as well. I don't know how the e-com market is in Turkey, but bro, your store is so hard to navigate. Like, it should be universal language, meaning like doesn't matter which language I'm from, I should be able to navigate your store, even though I wouldn't understand the language. Okay, so to be honest, everything I said before applies to you. Okay, like you don't even have a product page. So this guy, glossertr, first make a product page please, and then we can talk. Okay, you are actually selling a similar product that I actually did a case study on. So I suggest that you watch the documentary where I'm breaking down everything I did, because you're also selling a very similar product as I do. But yeah, on to the next store. So on to the next store. We are at MyNecklaze.de. It's a German store. It's a Deutschen store. What do I see in here? Nice looking girl, by the way. Good banner. Good scroll stopper for men. I don't think men would necessarily land on this product page, but still for me then it's nice to look at. I see you're selling jewelry. Nice. You probably have a good Instagram as well. I can check your Instagram out. MyNecklaze. You have a blue check. Nice. I like the blue check. 25,000 customers, which are happy. I like your social media actually. It's looking actually Sophie Rain in here, bro. Why do I know Sophie Rain? Why do I know her, bro? I'm too much on TikTok. But like, without looking too much at your social media, let's check your actual product page. So let me check your bestseller in here. So I think it's some sort of cross for Catholics or like Christian people, I believe. First thing which I immediately notice is that your add to cart button is like white. So one thing I'm always looking at is where my eyes are naturally going. My eyes are going to this yellow part, are going to the German flag, to the PayPal, Klarna, blue part. In this case, my eyes are going to the girl, but I'm a guy, so that's obviously not applicable to you guys, to your target audience. But your eyes should be going naturally to your add to cart button. So I'll probably change your add to cart button to blue, black, whatever, not this, okay? You're missing reviews as well. I would add reviews in there, add to cart button. Okay, this is nice what you have in here. That if you add 2 pieces, you get 1 for free. That's nice. And I believe you're selling it for 50 bucks. That's pretty expensive. I'm not gonna lie for this part, but if it's converting, it's converting. So let me actually review this guy's ads. He's lucky. Check this guy's ads out. Why are you guys not running any ads, bro? What is this? Remove the active ads. Okay, I actually do see ads. Okay, bang. This guy is running any ads. He's just inactive, but I can look at your old ads. So do you guys actually want me to, I'm not live, fuck. But yeah, I could dive very deep into the ads, but I could do that for a part 2 where I'm actually gonna be choosing lesser brands and actually do deep dive into the ads, because the funnel obviously starts here. So if you guys want me to do that, I could do it on a live stream, or I could do a whole breakdown of that in a separate part. I won't be diving too deep into the ads, but if it's converting, it's converting. I don't think it's converting because you have an inactive right now. And if it will be converting, you probably would have active ads at this point. So next store. So last but not least, we have the final store, OzySleep.com. I like your name. I like your domain. Very clean. You probably wouldn't be haunted in your head if you will be wearing this while you're sleeping, but I'm sure there's a target audience for that. There's a target, people buy glowing balls online. So who the fuck knows who wears this? So I'm gonna change your store to English. Okay, you only have French and Dutch. So that's unfortunate. Then I'm gonna keep it on Dutch. I would 100% keep English on there. I'm not sure in which country you're selling in. I'm gonna check your ads in minutes as well. But so I'm not sure why this timer is over. That's pretty weird. This is pretty much losing my trust as well if I'm on the homepage. But let me check your product page out. Let me check your product page. So this is probably your bestseller, this one, the Ozy bag. So I think your target audience, what the fuck, if you're doing this as a couple, Anyways, people probably do this. This is what I like. He's saying, I'm Dutch obviously, so he's saying like it's recommended by sleeping experts. Good social proof, I like it. Yeah, good social proof, a lot of social proof, which I like, okay, which gives people obviously like, oh, because it's already pretty weird to wear this at home, right? And I think a lot of people have probably a resistance like, I look weird as fuck if I wear this. And if they're seeing like, okay, there's hundreds of thousands of other people who are wearing this shit, they're like, maybe I'm not so weird after all. And if they are doing it, like I said, most people are sheeps, they're like, I can do this well. Right? You guys get the mindset? Yeah, I'm missing reviews in the bottom, but you do have a lot of social proof in there. But I would probably, one thing which I would add in here, yeah, you have a guarantee in here, which I like. You can do a 14-day trial with the OzySleep, that's nice. Yeah, overall your product page is looking pretty good. I think I have the same feedback to you actually, where you want to have a small, medium, large option, okay? Right now you only have a small and medium option, but you want to add an option for the wheels who want to buy 3+. Maybe there's some rich motherfuckers out there who want to buy it for the whole family, or want to do a group orgy with this shit. I have no fucking clue what they're doing, but you want to be also selling a 3-piece option, so the middle option would look way better. So I can check your add to cart button, how that's looking. So you have this one pre-selected, which is nice. The one thing you could probably adding in here is a progression bar. That would be nice. You have a nice Trustpilot here. I don't know if it's real. I don't have to know if it's real. Who gives a fuck? That's nice. Yeah, looking pretty good. Not gonna lie. You are your product page is not looking bad. So yeah, you also have a urgency bar in here, which is saying a summer sale. Now 2+1, the timer does work in here. So overall, good product page. I would add small, medium, large, and yeah, he's saying in here that how many pieces are sold in here. I would rather go for the option, instead of this, I would reverse engineer it. I would go for an option instead of saying how much pieces have been sold, how much pieces are in stock. And it doesn't have to be real, of course. You can say like, hey, 5 pieces left in stock, right? Something like that. So overall, I like your product page. So good job in there. So that's it for the store reviews for today. I know it was a long video. I'm certain you guys took some value out of this. Otherwise, you've not been listening. Apply this shit to your own store, because the sauce I gave in here is unfucking matched. And last but not least, I want you guys to realize that I just gave service level advice in here. Okay, I didn't even dive deep into it. Because imagine if I would be actually in there with you, helping you finding your first product, from building your first store, to scaling your first store, to building an actual brand that you can actually sell one day. Imagine if I would actually be next to you, teaching you this one-on-one. And even for the experienced guys who already have a store or already have some ecom experience, I can help you scale your brand up to 6 or even 7 figures a month. I've done it so many times with so many students. I know exactly, change this, change that, add that to your store. I'm connecting you with my contacts in China to lower your cost of goods. Bang. Use this ad strategy, bang. They're going from like 2K a day all the way to 200K a day. For example, Marcus, who joined my mentorship a little while ago, and when he joined, was only doing $2,000 per day just before Q4. I've seen it before so many times. I've done it with my own brand. I gave him a whole game plan. Bro, he went from $2,000 a day all the way to $200,000 per day. He became a multi-millionaire in 1 single quarter. One of the craziest case studies I've seen. And the reason why I'm saying it is because it's a good example. If you already have a brand and I'm applying my strategies live to your store, I know you simply cannot lose. So if you want to apply for the one-on-one coaching, we don't take many people. We keep it very limited every month because we want to have the right attention to every single student. We want to keep our reputation clean. Only winners, only success studies. DM me the word winner on Instagram and we're going to be seeing if you qualify for the one-on-one coaching. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video. Ciao.